On some Anycubic Photon 3D printers, it's difficult to get the ball joint to lock solidly, so the build plate can move either during printing or when you're removing prints. So I've created a simple kit which is shown here. All the parts are metal. There's 3 custom extrusions and a set of screws to hold it all together. There's also in the pack 2 small black plastic plugs which go in holes in the top of the build plate. Anyway, we'll see those later. So to strip it down, not much point in me telling you about it, just watch. I omitted to say that the black plastic plugs are just to fill the holes up, to stop them filling with resin. Otherwise, when you remove the build plate and tip it, resin pours out of them. Okay, you can see the black plugs in the top of the build plate. I just knocked them in with a mallet tapered end first. I'd already had one of these things fitted to this plate previously, and they're not the easiest things to get out, I suppose. Don't know, I haven't tried. So continue stripping down. There's a surprising number of screws in the original design, and then take out the set screw that's used for clamping, and there's a plunger to be removed. Right, and you can start reassembly, so you don't need any of the original screws or parts. The base part, it doesn't matter which way round it goes. There are 4 high carbon countersunk screws. They're high carbon so that you won't strip the hexagons out if you really tighten them up firmly, which I think you should. At the next stage, you can think about which way you want the fixing screw to go. For me, I prefer it on the right side as I'm right-handed. I just slip them on as a set, drop the 4 longer screws in, and then you're good to screw it to the plate. Sorry, my hand's in the way a bit. When you're tightening the screws, don't over-tighten them, just sufficiently firmly. If you really tighten them as hard as you possibly could, you might make bumps in the underside of the build plate. It's not necessary for them to be over-tightened. Make sure it slides freely. So, for levelling, you'll need a 3mm Allen key and a piece of 0.08mm or 80 grams per square metre paper. Make sure that the build plate is sliding freely, there's no dirt on the glass or on the underside. Pop the paper in and press home. Let it settle. I select 0.1 and go down about 0.2mm. Then holding the plate down, tighten the locking screw. The single side locking screw locks all 4 corners. Then select 10mm, up maybe 50 or 70mm, and you're good to go.